Um, let's talk for a second about Italy as a place. A place, a people, a food, an atmosphere. What attracts you?
I think what attracts me the most would be the people. There's a sincerity and a passion. When I talk to young Italian musicians, and always before concerts, or especially after concerts, there's a natural enthusiasm and energy, and the people aren't afraid to express it. Italians don't try to be hip; they just seem to naturally be hip. Of course, I love the food here, and my sister Lois lives in Milan, and I get to visit her. Sometimes we go to Ischia. Her husband Roberto, they have a vacation home there on the island, and I don't know, maybe it was growing up watching Italian movies when I was a kid. La Dolce Vita, it's Vita or Vita?
Vita.
Yeah, La Dolce Vita. Should have paid more attention to those movies, but
you can always go back.
Yeah. I like Italy. My two favorite countries, I always say, are Italy and Japan. My wife is from Japan.
Now, when you're not involved in music, what do you do? Which is non-musical.
Which is non-musical. That's a problem. I need to find more things to do that aren't related to work. I'm a little bit of a workaholic. I spend too much time at the computer. And on purpose, I did not bring it for these few days of travel. I left it with my wife up in Venezia. She's staying at a hotel there. I thought the travel might be a little too intense. I'm sorry, I wish I brought her. She could be here doing the interview too. So if I have to check my mail, of course, I have my Palm Trio, which works very well. But otherwise, I like to be with my family. We have two children. They're aged 18 and 23 now. And we have a very nice dog at home. So I'm walking the dog or doing things around the house or replying to somebody's email, I'm afraid.
What kind of a dog is it?
Our dog is a Shiba Inu. And that Inu is the Japanese word for dog. And so it's a very cute little dog that looks like a fox, very sweet, and it's a nice part of the family.
Now, before you, during your clinic, you, at one last point, you introduced the technique and the several possibilities that you achieve with the brushes. If you were to condense all this, what would you say is the strong focal point in expression of brushes?
On the brushes? Well, if you know who Fred Astaire was, then that's all you need to know. Fred Astaire was a wonderful dancer who epitomized elegance and grace, sophistication. And brushes should be all those things. They should have a little bit of wit and charm. Should be pretty. Still provide a clear pulse, and yet, you're physically painting with the brush. That's why they call it a brush. It is a brush, just like what a painter would use, or the way a dancer might step with their feet. And I like to use brushes not only in jazz or in jazz ballads, but in a lot of straight eighth note music too. I'm afraid it might be a bit of a dying art. When I was flying in Sweden just a couple of weeks ago, I was carrying my stick bag onto the airplane, and at every security point in every airport, I was stopped because nobody recognized what a brush was, and I thought, wow, I mean, other drummers must take their stick bags onto the airplane, but I guess not too many of the stick bags contain brushes, because I was routinely getting stopped.